What's up, ladies and gents? Quick review of a ZCar Depot SU air filter setup. Okay, here's the part number 65011 or 122. Okay, so the kit comes with two of these gaskets, some bolts, and the filter kit right here. And this looks like maybe a motorcycle filter, pretty hefty one, not too bad. So check it out. This is a L series engine, and we have some round top SU carburetors with 4 screws on it. So this is the 71 setup, and then there's a 3 screw that's on the 72. I prefer the 4 screw, but that's for another video. Check it out. So this is what it looks like with the kit installed. Okay, let me get a tape measure. So here's some valuable information, because you have this manifold right here. This is the N36 manifold, and that one is about here it is, roughly, I don't know how to, it's like 5 1/4, a little over 5 1/4, with the short spacers here, insulators. They're about 1/4 inch. There's ones that are a lot thicker. These are the shorter ones. This is off the 73, 74 intake manifold, and you know, the carburetor length is about 4 inches overall. Anyway, the kit, the carburetor filter set is roughly a little over 4 1/4 total length, and the width is about 5 inches on the wide side and about 3 1/2 on the narrow side. So if that helps you, and the clearance is about maybe 1 1/4 from the brakes with the bigger booster. Okay, so that's some good information right there. So this kit, to install, they want you to use these bolts right here, and you run them through, you bolt them on the carburetor. But I actually prefer to I bought a set of studs, make it easier. These are little shorty stubs. Let's see, they're M8 and they're 125 thread pitch, and they're about, let me see, roughly 1 1/4 inches, but 1 inch should do. So I prefer the studs so that you can just thread them in here. Yeah, probably 1 inch would be better. Thread them in, and you mount the gasket on there, and then you put the Venturi on here. The only thing about this is I like the way it is, but if they had designed it where it just went straight out and then curved at the end, I think it would be more efficient, more effective. But you can't really complain, because the alternative is a K&N, and you know, I like the K&N option, but yeah, the K&N offering from, you know, K&N has a flat base, and there's no, you know, velocity stack. There's no air horn. This one has a velocity stack, so you can't complain, but there is some drawbacks. So I'll show you real quick. Let's mount this up here. Put these nuts on, and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, it's mounted up. Now these are the two kinds of airflow meters or synchro meters or whatever you want to call them that I use when I'm tuning these. This one I like to use at the lower speeds, like close to idle, and this is the one I like to use at higher speeds, just how I operate. So this one still works, okay? You can shove that in there, it still works. No problem. However, if you have this kind of unison synchrometer, it's not going to work. It looks like it is on the video here. Let me see. I'm going to drop this thing out of the way. It looks like it's going to work, but what ends up happening is it hits here before it bottoms out. So I can't get a good seal. So this, it's kind of out of the question. You can't really use this one. I mean, if you like, I just bent it up. You can't really use this one, unfortunately. So that's, maybe if you get a big fat piece of foam and slap it on there, you might be able to work something out. But I'm kind of lazy, so I'm not going to do that. So you're going to have to take these off when you tune it. No big deal. All right, just to let you know. Also, these are a little bit smaller than the K&N offerings, but you know what? They're nice and cute, and they fit in the engine bay really nice. So, and it also, just having the velocity stacks give you more options to find your own filter combination in the future. Like if you want to buy, research your own cone filter, you can do that. So here's the diameter. It's 3.5. Okay. So if you got a 3.5 filter, it'll bolt right up to that thing. Anyway, I'm gonna give this this filter kit, since it's so nice, I'm gonna give it like what should I say? Probably like I'd say 7.5 to an 8. If it had a little bit bigger of a filter and a better and a more generous velocity stack that was more round and came out a little further and then curved over here towards the end, so I could use the synchrometer and give it better velocity. But that's just me being super ridiculous. But beyond that, they're definitely worth the change to buy them, and they operate really well. And probably not going to be much of a restriction with the near stock horsepower levels. If you're going to go over 200 horse, you might need to get bigger filters, but you can always upgrade the filters or change them, because now you got the velocity stacks. Anyways, for general purposes, this stuff will work just fine. And like I said, I give it a thumbs up. It's a good buy. Anyways, love, peace, and chicken grease. Till next time.